Okay, so I said I was going to come back and talk about this, and I was just on the phone with my brother and was really talking about how being in Africa this time around, still, I have a new enlightenment, and it wasn't necessarily about the culture surrounding me. The enlightenment was about me, and really also trying to figure out, like, what is this Black experience that I'm having in Africa? And I was watching this other creator where she was calling Black Americans, so I think she was either Caribbean or African, and she was calling Black Americans her cousins. And I was like, that is kind of like the way to describe the feeling, right? Like, like you didn't grow up in the house, but you come here and it's like you belong here, but you don't really, you don't like, you abide by the rules of the house, but you can go home, but you like being at your cousin's house, right? And so when they said that, I was like, wow, it kind of really opened my mind still to what is this experience I'm having as an African American in Africa. And again, the only thing that the feeling or the thought that I have that I never thought that I would have is I am so grateful that I am African American, meaning I am grateful for the history of what happened to my people in America to make me who I am, and have the understanding that I have, and have the upbringing and the education and the understanding and the insight, but also having that African DNA to where I come back and I am connected back, but I'm also having like a cousin experience in a way, right? But all of it, I think I said this before, my expectation was that I was going to, be connected in a different way, but all it did while being here was make me grateful for being African American. And someone said the other day, like, oh, I would never want to trade places with African American, like all the stuff you've been through. But when I look at what America has produced in an African person, and it's built who I am, it's hard to feel that way, right? I'm not proud of, I'm sorry, I'm reading text message. I'm not proud of what America has done, but I am proud of what America has produced in an African American. And so it is like I'm having a cousin experience in Africa, meaning I am still quite a foreigner. And then I started to dissect the subcultures that I have even within just being in America. Like, my family is Creole, they're from Louisiana. That Louisiana in itself has its own history after what happened to us coming to the Americas, right? And so it has its own language, its own culture, its own way of doing things. And even just, connecting with my grandfather and seeing what the Creole culture has produced in him and how that is also influencing me. It is a far distance from what I would say happened here in Africa and what in my understanding and my exposure. But all of it still makes me grateful for being African American. And my neighbor asked me, he was South African, he asked me the other day, he says, if you could take it all back, if you could do it all over again, what country would you choose first? And surprisingly, I said I would still choose America first. Not for America, what it represents for most people, the brand and the glitz and the glamour, but even the grimy, gritty things that made hip hop, that birthed jazz, that birthed, our beauty standards as Black women, and how our beauty standards influence the world. Like, I see how our influence and what we do as Black Americans in America has influenced over here, and how, and so he asked me that question, and I've just been sitting the last couple of days in full gratitude and fully embracing that I have dual aspects to me. And then there's some things here that I absolutely don't understand and don't connect with. And it is because I'm kind of like a cousin, right? But every day, day by day, I am understanding and embracing the idea that I am having a African American experience in Africa, which I feel like is one of the best things that could happen to a black woman, meaning all the things that we have been working so hard for to attain in America is possible here in Africa. I know that it's like, what are you talking about? It's like, and I ran into a guy yesterday that's been here 30 years, a black man from Georgia. And he told me that he was like, it's hard. It's really hard to do business here. And I agree only in this aspect, in that the African American trained mind, right? Because I went to school for business, and I understand that there are some elements to success that we cannot skip. There is a level of transparency that we need. There's a level of accountability. There is a level of responsibility and tenacity that you have to run a business. And I would say my experience here is still kind of like, there's still just a hustle aspect that keeps it not leveling to the point of other people, like the other foreigners here, like the Indians or the whites or whatever, right? But that again makes me grateful for my understanding, right? And so yes, it may be a little difficult because you're dealing with a different set of mindsets, right? But it's also, I'm still like the cousin, right? And so I'm coming in with new ideas, new ways of doing things, and so far, I would say I've had some challenges, but let me tell you, I have had doors open for me too that are pretty amazing, and I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for that, and so my experience has been it's like I'm still unpacking it, right? You see me like thinking through it because it's still so new, but there's a clear distinction between, for me, African and African American, especially the women, especially just, it's a clear distinction, right? And I wouldn't take it back. And I was also telling my brother, like, our mixture, because there is a mixture that happened in America with us, right? So I understand how some people can say, you're not that African, right? We weren't born and raised here. But I can also experience at the same time the welcome home, right? Because yes, I am African. You could see it in my features, right? But the mixture and everything about America dealing with blacks cannot be duplicated. Like, you can imitate the culture, you can put on the clothes, you can do all of that. But I was just at the mall in Santon and I heard an African American speaking, and I just turned my head, like, there's all these people talking, right? But inside of me, I knew that I heard an African American talking, and I literally turned around and I was like, where are you from? And that experience alone let me know that there is something to us as African Americans that can't be duplicated, that is internal with us. It's almost like a telepathic communication, even with us, no matter where we are in the world. I can hear my brother, not the African one, but I can hear my brother. I can hear the African American. I can hear the person that was made and built and bred in America that has African descent. And so I think it's such a beautiful thing, and I'm still unpacking all of this, and I'll keep sharing it.
It's obvious that anyone that travels to South Africa with a clean mind, the person always appreciate the people of South Africa and South Africa as a country. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe to my channel. And I will be leaving the link of the new channel at the comment section. Please do well to click on the link. It will take you straight to the new channel. Please kindly subscribe to the new channel. I love you.